Good morning. I just read Ezekiel chapter 37. And this chapter, he's given a couple of visions. The first is a vision of the dry bones. And there's some bones down there in this valley. God is showing him, and God tells him to prophesy to the bones. Basically, prophesy, meaning speak for God. And he says, hey, prophesy to these bones. Ezekiel doesn't think it's going to work because they're so old, they've fallen apart. And as he's prophesying to the bones, they come together, and they not only make a skeleton, they grow the sinews and the muscles and the flesh, and they become just a vast army. But they have no breath. So God tells him to prophesy to the wind. So he does that, and the wind brings the breath of life into the army. And this is a sign of how God can bring about the restoration of even a dead people. So the bones would be representing the remnants of Israel and Jerusalem. And God can bring them back to life. He can breathe a breath into them. So nothing is hopeless, even if it looks like they're scattered to the ends of the earth. God can do wonderful, glorious things, so never lose hope on that. He can restore them. There's another sign. He's got 2 sticks. He's going to join them together into one stick. And when you do that, they're going to become one stick in your hand. And then he says in verse 19, saying to them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel and his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick. And they shall be one in mine hand, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. So, God is going to take the people, he's going to bring them back together to make them one people again. And he's going to take the children of Israel from the heathens, and he's going to make them one nation again. They won't be defiling themselves with their idols anymore, and this is also that they know that I'm God. And he mentions David, my servant, is going to be the king. Of course, Jesus is related to David, so it's not another David, it's a descendant of David will be king. So another prophecy for the Messiah, which actually came true. Yes. And even the nation of Israel came true. The nation of Israel it's a thing since like 1947 or something like that. So all of it came true. God, he did what he promised. He can do wonderful things. Never lose hope. And just when you start losing hope, look at his promises. That's what I got out of this.